All right, Tyler Orton from Business in Vancouver is here. Tyler, the federal government will announce a compensation package for Canada's steel and aluminum industries when Foreign Affairs Minister Chrystia Freeland releases the final list of U.S. products to be hit with retaliatory tariffs. Tell us about that and the possible trickle-down costs for all of us.
Well, it's going to be a very notable deal here because, of course, we've seen similar measures, similar help measures taken with regards to Canada's softwood lumber industry, and we're expecting similar numbers with regards to what the federal government is going to be providing the aluminum and steel industry moving forward as well. Now, we also expect that we'll have a final list of all the retaliatory measures that the Canadian government will be taking against the Americans. When this list was initially released, we had items ranging from sweets to inflatable boats being targeted here. So we're going to find out soon enough whether this list, after a few weeks of consultations, whether it's going to be expanded or taken down just a notch to minimize the impact on consumers. Either way, I want to emphasize this. It is going to have an impact on consumers. Maybe we can talk a little bit about that in just a moment.
Well, tell us, what's the impact?
Well, going forward, what they're bringing up here is that even Sobeys, which is, of course, the big grocer here in Canada, the CEO, Michael Medline, he's warning consumers that they're looking at higher grocery prices. Moving forward, we're going to have a lot of suppliers they're going to try to pass on costs to, of course, the companies that they're doing business with. So look at everything from vegetables to yogurt to salad dressing. These have all been targeted by the Canadian government as well. So what Sobeys CEO is saying is that they're going to try to push back against those suppliers and not have those costs passed on to consumers. But think about it. What if these are high demand products? The consumers are going to still want these products, and ultimately they're going to have to pay higher costs going forward.
Good point. And with the price of gas going up in this province anyway, we're all going to be paying a heck of a lot more for groceries. The new report by the Canada Revenue Agency says rich Canadians are avoiding as much as $3 billion in taxes by hiding nearly $2.5 billion overseas. Tell us about this.
Well, it's an interesting way that the CRA is pursuing new data that they are gathering here. This is about filling in kind of the tax gaps that exist across Canada. So, of course, we've got new data coming out that it's showing that this is based on foreign income, the amount of tax that they should have been able to collect. And what the other interesting thing that the CRA has been able to find, though, is that, of course, there's actually up to $400 billion that is being stored overseas. Much of it is being declared properly by Canadians. However, a lot of these assets are not being declared, and the government is actually losing a couple $2 billion worth of tax that they would have otherwise been able to collect based on numbers from a few years ago. So moving forward, how the CRA approaches it, we've already seen measures taken with regards to the real estate industry in order to close the gaps that we see there. The CRA, they are kind of clamping down to a certain degree because of increased pressure. I think that they are feeling increased pressure to do the same here as well.
It'll be interesting to see how that one shapes up going forward. Thank you so much, Tyler Orton from Business in Vancouver this morning.